directions for one of them. And the other one played Rowena.
It would have been a disaster. You would have broken something. I would have too. I have flooded socks today. I noticed that. Watch this. Bye guys. Bye panties.
Bye boys. I feel like now that I know what it takes to lift a baby for a long time, and you have a much older child, that you could have lifted me. I know the strength in those mom arms.
I think that you are probably the weight of a 7-year-old.
Oh, I just mean you have tremendous strength.
Thank you so much. I've been trying to get healthy this year, and I've been adequate at it, but then I got really healthy, and I was like, this isn't fun. And then I gained 5 pounds back, and I'm like, you know what? This is a good middle ground. You can carb, but you can't extra carb. But you need a spinach, but you're not all spinach. And I feel like it's a good place to be, don't you?
You look fabulous.
Thank you.
You do. And I know what you're saying is like you lose some of the inflammation and like the kind of puffiness and all that stuff that you get when you're sleeping in hotel rooms.
Yeah, and eating barbecue. Marriott barbecue.
And then a little whiskey on the
Fritos because they're free, you know? Yeah, no, it's not good. The last 48 hours have been bad on my bowels, but it's okay.
Do you want to say more?
No, it's going to be stuffed up for a while, you know?
That happens.
I know. Well, that's my stress response.
Right.
Some people it's the opposite, but I'm like,
You're the comedian, Ali.
Wong?
Oh, she's so funny. Have you seen her stand-up? She talks about how she didn't cook for 40 days.
What? 40 days?
Yeah, she went to the doctor.
That's a medical problem.
Surgically removed.
They had to surgically remove the poop from her?
I'm so sorry for this conversation. I'm so sorry.
No, listen, we gotta be real. We just got to be real in this world. Because if one person is like, oh, you're not supposed to hold your poop for 40 days, I should go to a doctor. We have raised awareness of poop and bad poop retention.
Even 4 days, I would say.
Even 4 days. That's a bad one. I would feel bad. No, I take magnesium daily now, and if I don't have my 9 a.m., I'm like, there's something wrong. What'd you eat?
And this is without coffee, because we don't do that either. And I do that anymore.
And I have tea, and I know I shouldn't have tea, but I want it so badly. So then I just fill a huge cup up with almond milk and steam it, and just dip a tea bag slightly in it, and then take it out. So it's like,
you mean English breakfast tea?
Well, it's got to be Earl Grey, okay?
Okay.
Over 40. It's got to be Earl Grey. So I just go dip, dip, and then that's it. That's all the caffeine I get. So it's just a little bit slightly flavored milk that I have in my
I drink decaf, like my life depends on it, and I suck in that 0.1% caffeine. Like I can feel it, like the 2 or 3 milligrams that I get, and I need it.
But you know, the thing about decaf is that it can have like up to 40% of a regular cup of coffee.
Damn
So
right.
if you, but you don't know what you're getting. You could go to one coffee shop and get.
It's exciting, it's a real life. I'll tell you the most exciting thing that happened to me in a long time was I went to a very fancy brunch and a friend took me, and there was a barista there doing lots of really amazing coffees. It was all free, and he gave me, it was lovely. And she brought over this coffee, and it was such a good-looking coffee, you know, with a little design in it. I said to her, "Are you sure this is decaf?" And she went, "Oh yes, that one's decaf." And I knew she didn't know.
You knew she was a liar.
I knew it, but I took the chance, and I drank it, and I was high for 2 days.
It feels so good. It's like, I could do anything. I'm so happy.
I'm so happy.
Yes, you're just like, there's nowhere in the world. Let's look at the news and just laugh.
And then I cried when I couldn't sleep all night.
No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, amount of coffee and I can't sleep. And people are like, it's not true. You can just have it in the morning. I'm like, no, not me, because I'm that much. I'm like a little mouse, a little squirrel, a little prey animal.
Little sensitive, highly strung creatures.
We're meant to be eaten by larger animals, okay? I'm excited to be up here with you again. I like this thing where we get the redhead duo thing, right? And we were at Fandom today, and we had so many redhead sandwiches. It was like the funnest thing ever. So,
Are you here tomorrow?
no, this is my one day. I'm in and out because I have another con next weekend because 6 months ago, Felicia's a dumb bee. Because you don't, 2 times in a row, it's tough, because it's just really the traveling. It's not even, being here is awesome.
It's fine if you have nothing else to do in between, but like, it's a lot.
Yeah. So anyway, and I'm an Austin girl. Anybody from Austin? Yeah, I went to UT, and I like to drive by there thinking, oh, this is different. I am definitely old, But I love Austin, even though it's different.
So you went here for college?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I was in the Austin Symphony, actually. I was in violin.
What did you play?
Violin. Yeah. I know. I was the youngest member of Austin Symphony until the dumb cello player named Douglas. He made symphony 2 years after I started, and 6 months younger than me. But that's okay. He was a wonderkind.
He wasn't as young as you were when you started, though.
He was no.
So you still on that record?
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Small slight coincidence, but at my drama college in London, our one exchange program was with Austin University.
Oh, really?
And so I have friends, I have a friend called Brittany Boardman.
Brittany is definitely a Texas name.
Yeah, and she was out in London with me for a while, and then texted me out of the blue about this. She was watching Jason Manns and Rob Benedict play a set, and I was like, Rob's my partner, and she had no idea. A complete coincidence. Yeah.
Brittany, come on, get with the times. Follow me on Facebook, Brittany.
So I've always known about Austin.
It's a nice city. It's just the worst time to visit right now, right?
Yes.
Literally, if I was going to bring my kid, and I was like, no, I'm not going to make a roast. I'll leave her at home and leave her, because it truly is a wonderful city, except for August, kind of September-ish. July, August, definitely, half of September, and then you're just like golden for the rest of the year. But boy,
so thank you so much for coming, because risking dehydration, fainting, everything you have risked to be here, really appreciate it, especially people at the back. We can see you.
I see a large picture of me, I think, back there.
Yeah, that's you on the left, that's me on the right.
What am I doing back there?
You're looking a little bit 80s.
Very 80s. It was the long dangle earring thing. Yeah.
It was a little Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, somebody else did that.
Tiny
I
bit.
promise.
It's cute though.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.
We should answer a question.
Should we?
We should.
All right. Okay. Right people? Right side? People?
What's your name? Where are you from? What do you want?
Hi, my name's Christina. I'm originally from Texas, but I now live in Iowa, so it's not really that great.
I've never been to Iowa. Is Iowa better? No.
Okay, so I don't want to get into comparing states.
I don't know
I'm
anything
too scared.
about Iowa. I don't want to hate Iowa. I just know that every 4 years I have to look at people from Iowa in a way I want to see them. With the election. Or it's always some political thing. I'm like, oh, Iowa. I feel that. Anyway, what's your question?
So my question is there like a song, or maybe more than one song, that's been stuck in your head over and over and over, and you just can't get it out of your head?
Always. I drive Rob insane. I've always got a worm, right? It's an earworm, that's what you call it. Something. And right now it's, do you know this song? Let me go save my pitch. Watermelon, watermelon, honey. I got some watermelon in my tummy, cool and fresh and creamy. I think it's for toddlers. And so I got to the airport yesterday and there was watermelon, and I found myself, I doesn't agree with my stomach, I found myself putting watermelon on my plate, eating watermelon. I was like, because I've been singing about it for 3 days.
That's the problem with kids. Kids people want to hear the same song for 4 years in a row. And my kid is really into Imagine Dragons now. At least she's getting cooler. At least it's not just toddler Halloween songs, which we played constantly throughout the year for 4 years. But yeah, she's getting better. I will say that the last thing that was stuck in my head was just trauma, because I used to sing Puff the Magic Dragon to my child to get her to go to sleep.
The magic dragon lived by the sea.
And she loved it, but I always left out the end of it. Accidentally, I played her the whole song, and then it got to be, and then it gets to the end of the song is basically about the death of childhood, where Jackie Papers, this little able boy, leaves Puff and his scales fall off and he basically dies. And she looked at me like, did I just hear of just hysterics? What happened? I'm like, oh boy! And then I was like, how do I do? Those feelings are valid. What a little jerk Jackie is, right? Who is this guy now? He probably turned into an accountant, and he only likes the color gray. I mean, I had to make a game of how boring Jackie Papers was, you know? Everything in this house is either white or beige. Jackie Papers only eats regular Cheerios, not Fruit Loops. Like, we made a joke at him, and I was like, oh my God.
That's what many accountants in there.
It's a great profession.
Thank you for your service.
Sorry. Anyway,
Let's move to the other side. Hello.
left side.
Hi, I'm Heather. I met Felicia and Ruth earlier.
Good chase.
Felicia, my main question is for you. I mentioned your character, Genevieve from Hello, the Magic Tavern. Excellent podcast if y'all haven't heard it.
Yes, it's really funny. Very profane, though.
Don't play it around your...
Just love profane.
You'll love it. If you like the F-bomb, you'll hear it a lot.
My question is, like, how did you come to be a part of that? Did they approach you? Did you...
It's a good question. So, Hello from the Magic Tavern, they've been doing it for 10 years now, right?
Yeah.
So it's a really fun improvised podcast from out of Chicago with some comedians. And the hook is that a guy got sucked through a Burger King, the drive-through Burger King thing, and ended up in a fantasy world. And he has a best friend who's a wizard, and he has a best friend who's a shape-shifting guy who's usually a badger.
Yeah.
And the wizards there have 5 buttholes. It's really funny.
They were smoking weed.
Yeah, they were definitely smoking a lot. Anyway, so I found this, like, first half of the first season, and I wanted to do a podcasting network with my company, Geek and Sundry, but other people there did not think that podcasting was a good move. And so I just became a fan. I was like, listen, I would love to work with you, but I can't if you want me ever to do it. And they were like, oh, come in and be Usador, the wizard with the 5 buttholes, be his like on and off again lover. So I have done like, a lot of episodes, and it just progressively gets more uncensored.
Because you have 5 buttholes.
5 buttholes, yeah. Well, the wizards there have 5 buttholes. Yeah, I'm Genevieve the Red.
I feel like we've come full circle back to the butthole. I think we're like heading back in the same direction.
I don't know why you want them in buttholes, or what you do with them, but I don't want to think about it. Yeah. So anyway, thank you. It's a great, funny podcast. You can get it for free anywhere, and I would recommend it. It's really funny.
It's very, very long, so give yourself some time to catch up.
Is it 15 seasons or? Because they're okay, they'll be fine. That's not fine.
Not quite.
You can't play it around your kids. Sometimes it's hard to catch up.
Don't play around your child. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Right side, come on over.
Hi, I'm Ashlyn. This is my first Supernatural convention.
Woo!
Who else is new here? It's your first.
Oh, so many newbies.
Welcome. Thank you. We hope it's not your last.
I'm also a fellow redhead, and so I just love the two of y'all so much.
Yeah, it's nice to be represented.
And it's so great. And Felicia, I actually first saw you in Dr. Horrible, and I fell in love with you instantly. And my question is actually related to weirdly to Harry Potter. In the Harry Potter world, there's a spell, Expecto Patronum, where you have to think of your most happy memory in order to make the spell work. And then an animal like kind of appears and protects you. And so I was curious for y'all, what would be your happiest memory and what animal would your Patronus be to protect you?
Wow, that's a really good question.
It's because it's quite recent. Like the single most ecstatic moment of my life came just after a really hard moment.
Yeah.
But literally the second I heard Margaret's voice cry, my head exploded and my heart, everything exploded. Like it was euphoric. I didn't expect it, and I don't know what animal. Like, do you have any suggestions? Like, what would be the animal?
What would be the
protect
kind
me
of animal that would protect you?
from? Yeah, from what's it protecting me from?
Like a wolf or a cheetah? You're kind of cat-like, right?
It protects you from, we'll just say it protects you from evil, from negativity and just things that are trying to suck out negative energy out.
I'm seeing a big bird.
Oh.
Phoenix.
A phoenix. Yeah, a phoenix.
Goosebumps, Phoenix, that's it.
I love that. Mine will be a Ninetales Pokemon.
I know that's funny, but I don't understand the reference.
It's just I like fire, and I like foxes. And that one has 9 tails, because in folk... Huh? 9 tails, exactly. I guess my happiest... I don't know, all my happiest memories would be with my kid as well. It really, it puts in perspective, like, yeah, it was great winning an award that one time, or doing this, but when you have something, I think it's just so much more, visceral to have a connection, especially with my daughter. It's really taught me that nothing else really matters. When you have somebody in your life who you can just love unconditionally. So, yeah, it's pretty sappy, but it's true. Thank you.
Mike, I wanted to say it's good to see that we have the Queen of Hell and the Queen of the Geeks on the stage together.
Yeah, pretty good.
I do have a question for you, Felicia. Is there a tabletop RPG that you're enjoying recently?
I haven't been able to play RPGs as much because I don't have a life. I have a daughter. Happy memories, but also no other memories because it's so all-consuming. I can't be like, Mama's going to go play D&D for 5 hours on Sunday. It's just not going to happen anymore. So it's RPG. It's like Dungeons and Dragons RPG. Role-playing game. Oh! Yeah, I could do role-playing. You could do it so well. You could do role-playing. I can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I haven't played. I have a couple charity games I'm doing when I'm coming up, and I think one's Pathfinder and one's Daggerheart or whatever the Critical Role DC thing is. But I guess my favorite world would be Shadowrun because it's like a cyberpunk world, but then there's elves and orcs and things like that.
Of course.
Yeah, so that's my favorite one. So it's like a mashup of my 2 favorite flavors. So if I had to start a campaign, it would probably be a shadow campaign. So that would be yeah. Thank you for a very deep question.
Can I dress up as the girl from Flash Gordon? Is that part of it? That's different.
It's supposed to be cool.
She's rich with you.
Listen,
It's different thing.
you were born to play an elf. And I definitely am elf. What do you think, elf druid? Yeah, elf druid. You're welcome.
I'm going to write to my agent.
Yeah, write to your agent if there are any elf druids that need casting in their role-playing game. We got the ticket here. Hi, Brightside.
Hello. You guys are really beautiful, by the way.
Again?
You're really beautiful.
Oh no, I was
Okay, so healthy food aside, if you guys were stranded on an island for months, when you got rescued, what would be your first meal back? Say it could be homemade food, it could be fast food, it could be a combination of anything.
Steak, potato, mayonnaise, and chocolate. All on the same plate.
chocolate sauce.
I don't steak and some potato base. Thing with cheese. And maybe a vegetable. I like vegetables.
Vegetables are good, right? I mean, what are we eating there? Like coconuts?
Yeah, we've been eating coconuts. We're very slim.
Very slim.
We can afford the cheese.
But my skin is, the minute you said that, I'm like, boy, about my skin.
And
What's going on with my skin? You wreck my skin? Do I have a hat? Do I build a shelter that's like, I can...
We build you a hat. We both have hats.
Build
They're
a
like
hat,
small
okay.
things. So we no sun falls on our porcelain face, but our arms
Our
are
arms
like
would look like trash.
burgundy. They're like
Oh my God.
burgundy.
I saw an article, it was on Facebook, and it was like, this is what I showed my daughter the other day when she wouldn't let me put sunscreen on her. I'm like, listen, do you want to look like this? And it was a picture of a 75-year-old woman who had put sunscreen on her face her whole life, but not her neck. And like, when I was a kid, my mom, I only heard a thing, that she did say put stuff on your neck always, but she said to put stuff on your hands, and I never did, and I'm like, you gotta do your hands too. I didn't listen to my mom. Oh, you were talking about food. An ice cream sundae with chocolate sauce, creme brulee, some kind of cake, probably with a strawberry icing, a chocolate chip cookie, some Ruffles, maybe some Cheetos, and a side salad just so I didn't feel really guilty, and my fruit sugar, okay?
A lot of sugar and very little salt.
Absolutely, 100%, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I should say that I had steak last night. I had my desert island recovery meal last night.
I mean, you're in Austin, it's very hot.
I felt rude not to, right? You're in
Yeah.
Texas, I gotta have some.
You gotta have queso, barbecue, and steak. It's just,
Yeah, please say it was amazing. So good. Anyway, okay, hello.
hey.
Hello, I'm Eileen, and four members
Come
of
on.
Daughters.
Never heard it before.
Speaking of four members of Daughters, I'm here with my daughter, and it's her first convention. So this is
Oh, that's so cute. I've seen a lot of mother-daughter combos, and it warms my heart, especially since the daughters are all way cooler than I think they should be at their age. Like they're all just like, oh, I wish I was that cool when I was 15.
You meet Charlie's son?
No.
Charlie's son.
Somebody showed me a
14 I've ever met.
Really?
Yeah. They're a cool generation. They're cool.
I know. I feel like the teen generation now,
Cool.
not to trash the ones in between. Like
A little bit.
Gen Z, you're okay, but the ones who are going to make you feel ashamed about your age, they're really cool. That's what I think. Anyway, what's your question?
one of the ways I've been able to kind of keep core memories going as she goes into her teenage years, and we're supposed to hate each other, is by playing D&D with her and running games with her. So I was wondering if you and your daughter are looking forward to that in the future. And then to include Ruth in the conversation, what character class do you think Ruth would be if she were a D&D character?
Oh, wow. Well, I think we just said she'd be a druid. But she's not a sorcerer because she's too high intelligence, okay?
Sorcerers aren't.
Sorcerers have high charisma and lower intelligence. Wizards have high intelligence
Okay.
and a little bit lower charisma. But I feel like you would be some hybrid class.
Okay, great. I'll take it.
I played Ticket to Ride last week with my kid and she kicked my butt. And I was definitely giving her extra train, tickets, but she was like, I'm gonna go tell everybody I beat you by 80 points. And I'm like, well, listen, that's rude. So she genuinely does kick my butt at games because since she was born, when she was 2 years old, I got a D20 out and we'd just tell stories. And I'd be like, okay, you're at a creek. Here, roll this die. If it's below a 10, if it's 10 or below, if it's over 10, you get a prize. If it's 10 or below, you get to solve a problem and get a bigger prize. And that's why I taught her how to count and try to look at a mistake as being, so she wasn't upset at the low roll.
Yeah, you just learn something.
I did. I was like, look at me. I should read a book or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna bring Margaret round to your house.
I'll give you a D20. I have 50,000. But then we started doing less role. I want to do role playing. There's actually a D&D place that has camps and stuff in LA that just opened. That's really cute. So I wanted to go there, but Yeah, I think, I mean, quite frankly, I would rather her be getting into games than like whatever other things kids do after, you know, I've let her play probably 2 more games, but like, I don't know, whatever. I'm a geek, I'm gonna indoctrinate her, what can I do? Sorry.
Sounds cool to me. Sounds like really educational.
Yeah, I mean, gaming and stuff. I have a bunch of games I'll tell you about on hers. I mean, she's still blogging, right? Yeah, she's still blogging, but she's such a cute little blog. Anyway, over here.
Hi, Felicia. I just want to say that I love your narration for Bridge to Bat City.
Thank you.
Oh my god, it was the
It was
cutest
an awesome
thing I'd ever heard. It was so adorable.
Oh, thank
and I just
you.
wondered how you became a part of that.
Ernie Klein, who's a local Austinite, he wrote Ready Player One. He wrote a YA book called Bridge to Bat City, which is based in Austin, and it's really, really cute. And I came here and we did a launch event here at the bridge with the bats and everything, and he just asked me to do it. I mean, I got hired by a friend. It's the best way to get a job. I don't have to audition. So that's it. And I got to use a southern accent. And you could do a southern accent.
I can do a southern more easily than some other American accents. But I just saw the people at the bridge the other day and they asked what it was. It was the bats. So I actually understood that difference.
I mean, you can go see them fly out, thousands of them. Anyways, you get a whole history of the bat. So thank you for listening. But I did a southern accent, and then for weeks I couldn't. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Hello.
It's hard to drop. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello. My question is, what would your first order be if you were suddenly to become world leaders?
I mean, that had to be obeyed.
Yeah.
You see where I'm coming from? I mean, honestly, it would be something like no more plastic bags. Something just would help the fucking environment. Excuse my French, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, something that would just help us not die as a species so quickly on the planet. That's where I would come from.
No more plastic bag. Why do we still have them? I pay extra. There's a
Whatever, up to you, whatever. You're not hurting anyone. Like, yeah, you're right. I don't get it. Mind your business.
so weird.
Yeah. Anyway.
Over here.
Hi, my name is Shauna, and you guys are gorgeous, and I totally fangirl over both of you, so I want to know,
We appreciate it.
who do you fangirl over? Like, is there someone you just couldn't believe you got to work with, and how did that make you feel?
I'm a fan of a lot of people. I don't know what I would do if I actually saw Jennifer Aniston or Tom Cruise in real life. I think it was that was a fainting fart at the same time. I think when you do faint, you might fart, right? And pee or something. I mean, I one time. So, did you ever any of you see a television show called I May Destroy You? Okay, please, honestly, it's such a brilliant television show, and the lady who wrote it, Michaela Coel, I was in an airport and had just seen it, and she was in front of me at the airport. I could tell it was her from the back from her back, and her cheekbones were insane, right? And I was like, that's Michaela Coel, and I started messaging her, no, Michaela Coel's in front of me at the airport, and I couldn't work out what to do, and I started crying. Because I was so, her story, it's a true story, like she was a survivor of stuff, and like she just wrote, it's such an amazing piece of television, really, honestly, seminal piece of work. It's nothing like anything else I've ever seen. And it meant so much to me, and I couldn't figure out what to say to approach her. And so I just cried a little bit and left her alone. I didn't bother her. But I love that I'm a fan. I love that I can be so excited or so moved by someone that it does that to me. It's like being a teenager. It's awesome, isn't it? To feel that much anticipation. Yeah. Isn't it amazing to feel that much happiness because you get to meet someone or see someone? It's fun.
I mean, I met Peter Beagle, who wrote The Last Unicorn, and I tend to fangirl out over authors more than anything, and I was like, I love your work. It's so nice. It's a convention. I got this sign like the last unicorn. I've done it 3 times.
It's new every
Yeah,
time.
like it's new every time. I love your work. Yeah, but if you can be the recipient or give that kind of fandom to someone or receive it, it's like the most precious gift in the world because it means you
It means you're not dead inside.
Yeah, and it's the definition of art.
Yeah.
Like if your art can touch somebody like that, or or you can be touched by someone's art like that, AI will never do that. I'm sorry, they won't. Unless they just coach everybody else's emotions and make a disgusting gumbo stew that they shove in your face. It's not good, guys. Yeah.
Sidebar, a small thing, I did meet Flash Gordon.
Really?
Yeah. Like I just referenced earlier. He is the nicest man. Oh my god, he's actually not disappointing. Sam, his name is. Have any of you met him? He's the nicest. He's the nicest man. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, you got to work with Simon Pegg, who I think would be somebody I would lose it because Spaced is my favorite show.
I did a little bit of a thing with
in
him.
the world.
Well, I did a bit of a thing with him where I really was like, put it away in a part of my brain. I was like, it's just Simon Pegg. It's fine. It was fine. And pretended to be normal as much as I could. And then he's married to a Scottish woman. And the thing I would say about Simon Pegg is he is as great and as intelligent and as lovely and thoughtful and quirky and brilliant as you think he is.
Stop it.
The least disappointing celebrity I've
Stop
ever
it. I mean, I love that whole comedy scene. Noel Fielding. Oh my god, I almost got the chance to go meet him at a bar. He's like, oh yeah, my friend Noel. I'd be like, oh, no. And I would not go because I knew I would lose it around me.
I did with Michaela. I was crying.
Yeah, I would have cried. I literally would have cried because the Mighty Boosh again is like, so funny. I don't care. I don't know. It's such a weird little, nobody else. It's one of those things that's so beautiful. Anyway, so thank you for that question.
Thank you.
We really talked that one through, didn't we? Okay.
We're going to talk anything through, right?
Hi.
We'll be here for 5 hours.
Hello, I'm Joe from Fort Worth. I'm celebrating my 11th anniversary.
Congratulations.
We have some really cute couples here celebrating. I think there's another one, the 28th. Oh, wow.
And this is also our first convention, so thank you guys. What do you miss most about being on this show? And what were your favorite scenes?
I love working as an actor and to go to a set where I would feel so comfortable with the people and feel so at home. It was a very special set. It doesn't happen on many sets that it feels like that. It's something about it being 15 years in the making. I miss that. I miss just going to work and being with this crew and my cast. I see them a lot here. And I see people who I didn't work with as much here, which is nice. I've made friends with a lot of actors, but I miss going to work there. And I would happily do it again if Jad keeps his word and says there's more.
Also, Felicia, thank you for representing the nerd community. So.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you, ladies.
I mean, I have to say, my answer to you, I almost said with my core memory, that the day that I came back on set in season 13, and I walked on and I saw the camera crew, and I saw all the wonderful people who just were a family, I didn't start crying. I walked on because I was like, oh my gosh, it's been so long, and I didn't get to be with my family. I mean, it really was such, so sad not to be in the show, but then so wonderful they brought me back, and that's why you always are on a genre show. Because if you die in the rookie, you're dead, okay?
This is a flashback once.
Yeah, once, and then it's just like, oh. Anyway, thank you for the question.
You were actually the one that got me hooked on Supernatural to begin with.
Oh, that's really sweet. Well, you're always part of the family. Hi, Westside.
Hi, I'm Sammy. I'm with my mom all the way from Canada.
Oh, hey.
And my question would be, so if your characters, Charlie and Rowena, were to be best friends, what would they gossip about?
Gossip.
Ooh.
There's one thing they wouldn't gossip about.
Yeah.
One, nothing is safe.
I feel like she'd be, okay, I don't mean, this is not you.
Yeah,
This is
really
the
not.
character. I feel like Charlie would be a little snarky, that then she might get really bitchy because of her. Like, oh my god, did you see what Jean was wearing today? Jesus.
And another
You
black
know?
shirt.
Yeah,
You think
exactly.
of something else to wear?
Black. You know, like, I feel like they would get super bitchy. In a good way.
There is nothing they wouldn't discuss or have an opinion on. Two quite opinionated people.
No, and I think you, I feel like Marina's been around the block so much.
Oh,
I've
she
learned
has been
a
there.
lot. You'd be so transparent with your weird sex.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, what? Wait, tell me more? Like, that would be it. And I'd be just completely educated, like, no, you can't do that.
I still don't, Ruth doesn't know what fifth base is, but Rowena does.
Hi, I'm Cynthia, and this is my first convention.
Welcome.
Hi. So I didn't know what to ask, but the one question I do, I was always fascinated with your costumes group. Did you get a lot of input on makeup and costumes at all?
I'm not sure if I was supposed to, but I did. From the get-go, even the first costume fitting, they had quite a lot of what I would call American lady dresses, like the sleeveless knee-length, and I was just like confused, because she was supposed to be from a different time and place. And so I got this off-the-shoulder thing, and kind of it was like slightly Angelica Houston-ish. And so from that, Kerry Weintraub, the head of wardrobe, when they would bring things in, we kind of went further and further down an avenue. And then it got redirected at one point in the script that she was wearing trouser suits, and we embraced that, but I definitely, there's certain things I'd put on and I would be like, in the photograph that they send to the showrunner to choose, and then something I didn't like, I wouldn't let them take my photograph, or I'd be like this. So it was quite a clear indication of what I liked. And then in the makeup trailer, I'd be like, more glitter, more eyeshadow, more eyeshadow. And so definitely I had a collaboration. And so again, like when a show is so well established, they're more able to kind of come and go with you. And Charmaine, who Rob just did an Owen Wilson golfing. Charmaine, who did my hair for a while on Supernatural, she won a Leo award for hair. That's the Canadian girl who's here. That's the Canadian Television Awards, and for the 4 different hairstyles she did in my hair in one episode. And that's because we were so we could be experimental and have fun, and it was part of the character. You can't do that with every character, but with Rowena you could. So it definitely was something that maybe there was a little bit of an opening, and you give me something, I will run with it and see how far it can go. So I'm really appreciative that it was so fun and collaborative. And I mean, do you feel the same about what you wear on set? And how you...
I mean, if I think it's really bad. One time I was on, I don't remember what it was like a Lifetime movie. I didn't learn this, because when you're young, you just do whatever they tell you to do, right? And one time I did like a...
Not a younger generation now, but we did.
Yeah, we did. I was like, oh.
In a good way, they're like, no.
In a good way, like, I don't think that's, no, I did not push back. And I remember one, it was with Leah Thompson. She was like a lawyer.
Cool. I met her.
She was great. And it was an hour procedural where my friend was like, got killed, and, you know, at a sorority, one of those. And I remember the scene where she interrogated me. I got up and walked away, and I was wearing beige corduroy with the biggest pockets on my butt. And I was like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I will never say yes to an outfit that I do not feel good in again. Especially beige corduroy. Never in my life again. So like, I didn't really get, I feel like they really were great with Charlie, and Robbie Thompson, the show, the writer of my character, Charlie, and creator of my character, he specified a lot of my t-shirts. So the Lion Cat t-shirt was custom, several Zombie was custom, there were a lot of really custom t-shirts. So
Do you have them? Do you have the t-shirts?
you know, I got 2 t-shirts, but I didn't get my Morping outfit, which is the one I wanted. But I just had someone design and I 3D printed the armor, and I hired someone to do the tabards. So next week, if I'm not lazy, I'm gonna edit and put it all together and have a picture of me in my own custom cosplay of my own character. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Thanks for the question. Thank you.
Hi ladies, I'm a first timer too. My husband is currently at home with our 3 kids because he spent the entire week building a D&D campaign for them to play while mom was gone. This was my anniversary project, best husband ever.
Congratulations.
My question for y'all is, if you could play another character on Supernatural, female or male, who would you want to be?
Rowena wants to play Rowena.
Well, very fair. I mean, why not?
I mean, why would I be anybody else but Charlie?
Next question! I used to answer, I used to say I'd like to play Sam because I'd like to see what the world looked like from that position.
That's pretty good. But no, I mean, it's just, there's no character like Charlie, and I just started like getting auditions again, and it's all just terrible. And I'm like, oh my God, I guess I'll put it on tape, I need to work. But like, there's no like, wow. It makes me even appreciate Charlie even more because how rare that kind of character will ever get through the system and onto the screen. So yeah, it's hard.
Rowena was so naughty, it's so fun to play someone who's so naughty and enjoys it. Like, it's such a gift. Hi!
Felicia, in The Magicians, what did you decide was Papa's source of inner strength to keep her from succumbing to the abyss key? And perhaps more so for Ruth, I have 2 month-old identical twins.
You're here?
Yeah, it was a choice.
I'm in awe of you.
You're a superstar.
What do you hope your progeny learns to emulate from your example, rather than your verbal instruction?
Do you want to go first?
You go first.
Okay, well, I know that we learn not from what people tell us, but from what we see happening, right? And so that's a big ask of a parent. You're like, it's how I am with her, it's how I am under pressure. Like, how I am now matters because my daughter is observing it all. So it's like a lot of responsibility. So I'm doing a lot of work on myself right now to try to do it. I'm doing more therapy than I've ever done. I'm like to really try and iron out some of the kinks because I want her to have a confident, fulfilled, empowered mother so that she thinks that's what the norm is and that's what she gets by default, and then she's everything else she should possibly be of her own accord. That means, yeah.
Well, that's interesting because the same thing with it's, you know, as a mom, I want, you know, I have these things I want my daughter to do, and then I realize, oh, I gotta show up and do them, or she's not gonna do them. Like, I want her to volunteer and be politically active, and I'm like, well, when's the last time you took her to, when you voted? Did you take her when she voted? Did you go to a rally? Did you take her striking? It makes me...
You brought her to the strike.
I brought her to the strike, and I'm trying to do more, because unless I do them with her, that's not going to be part of her world. If I say, hey, you should volunteer more, and then we're just on the computer, you know, doing whatever, or just at home, it requires a lot of thought, but it also makes you a better person, because I'm like, well, I want her to be that, why am I not doing that more, right? So it's very valuable. And your question about Poppy and the key, what was the question?
What did you decide was Poppy's source of inner strength to keep her from succumbing to the abyss key?
Oh wow, she just fight. That character was so awful. In a way, she was chaotic, neutral, in like the best way. And she did stuff on whim, and she did stuff because it was convenient for her. And she was very almost narcissistic in a way, and I was so much fun playing with her. I'm really sorry I couldn't do more with her.
You look fantastic.
Yeah, what is this? 2 month-old identical twins, my God.
Wow.
What are these men doing here?
Oh, hello, boy.
Sorry.
You kicking us off?
No.
Rob is kicking us off.
No. Hold on. Hold on.
We can't really talk anymore because of this guy.
I thought you were coming out here to celebrate women and these two specifically. I didn't know you were making us take them off, Rob.
Can we just mic shut off? Anybody? No, I came out to say how wonderful I think both of you are. How was the panel?
Wow, you didn't even listen to it?
Ruth, what was your favorite part of my panel?
I would never listen to you. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
You're great.
Oh, Felicia.
This was
Oh,
wonderful. Thank
This
you
is a
all.
TV show.
This is a TV show right here. And then her in the middle like,
You guys.
Darn it. Y'all.
thank you so much for being here, you guys.
Thank you so much.
It's been such a wonderful-
There are two of them, and there are two of us.
Oh, no wonder we can go on a double date with me, Felicia, and
me and Ruth. Only differences in real life. Ruth and I are together, and Felicia will amaze you in the face.
I mean, if you think about it, he's just saying you would face me, you know, and I'd say you would. Thank you.
What were you saying?
Yeah, but I think Felicia and I have a thing. I think it's working. I like the vibe.
She blew a kiss to him, and now he's all smitten.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ruth Connell and Felicia.